Hey you guys, I'm excited to have you here with me live, and I have a special guest for us today. This is Halo. Halo, look up here. She's like, I don't want to be in your video. Here she is again. Halo. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. And I hear you purring already. She's happy to be here. She feels honored. Hey Claire, I'm showing you all my kitten. Isn't she cute? Anyway, about ready to go into town to do my workout, but thought I would catch you real quick because we're going to chat about some things. You know, we just got back from the Level Up Leadership Retreat in Las Vegas. And how's my lighting? Can you guys see me okay? It's a little bit weird on Facebook today, so I'm not sure what's going on. How's your weather? We got 6 inches of snow last night. Again, wasn't in the forecast, but you know what? That's life, right? We don't know what's coming. We can only know how we choose to deal with it. Okay, so basically, we're talking about success, and success begins with you. And interestingly, I had a quick message from one of our leaders who was in Vegas, and he said, I really need to hop on the phone with you because I'm about to make a bad decision. And I said back, you don't need to hop on the phone with me then if you know you need to talk to me to talk you out of a bad decision. Self-coaching, my friend, leadership of yourself, that will lead you to success, right? So think about this. When you make the decision to lead yourself first, meaning use your gifts, make some decisions that you know would inspire others, and that's where you're going to find your success. It begins with you. It begins with how you show up. There is no right or one way to be successful. However, if you don't know what's driving you forward, if you don't know what your why is, then you'll just flail around, right? And here's the other thing. I don't 100% know that every single person is designed for success. Are you? Do you want success? Claim it, tell the world, and figure it out. Right? We were talking about that this weekend. We said, name it and claim it, go tell the world, then figure out how to make it happen. Because the truth is, when you tell the world, then you start to hold yourself accountable, then you start to learn the skills that are necessary to succeed. Otherwise, you just keep flailing about and telling yourself, yeah, maybe someday. Or it's so-and-so's fault that I'm not successful. Or it's so-and-so's fault that I'm unhappy. And there's 2 traps I shared with everyone at this retreat, and one was the trap of being a victim of your past. These things in your past happened to you for a reason. They were meant to refine you, not define you. Okay, so think about how the diamond is formed. It takes great heat and great pressure. The diamond is then formed, and it becomes the hardest gem known in our world. So think about that for you. What experiences have you had in your past that have now defined you, but you're willing now to look at it through a different lens and allow it to refine you, meaning make you stronger, make you more prepared, right? It's up to you. You get to choose what that's going to do for you. And I'm going to even draw it back to this situation, the massacre that happened in Las Vegas, you guys. I just saw last night a video, and it was a compilation of reunions between those who had been shot and those who had stepped up and saved their lives. Think about that. The people that were actually in this crazy situation all had an opportunity to decide how to show up. Some people chose to show up and save other people's lives at the risk of being shot themselves. They chose to allow all of their previous experiences to refine them and allow them to step into leadership for strangers they had never met. Think about this, okay? One of the stories that I saw, he was boosting people up over a wall, right? Boosting them up over a wall, a concrete wall, so that they would be protected from the firing. Well, in doing so, he was shot in his leg. And he said at that point, he decided to go up and over the wall. And when he went up and over the wall, his leg was soaked, his shoes filled with blood because it was just gushing. And then somebody came and tried to put their hands on the wound, and that didn't stop it. And another person came and they put a belt around and formed a tourniquet, which literally saved that man's life. So that's obviously an extreme. However, I will just invite you to think about how will you show up in your life. You are faced with small challenges like this every single day. And if you're not choosing to be a leader of yourself first, how will you ever perform in leadership? I mean, that's a stark contrast for what we're doing today. We live pretty easy lives, don't we? We take a lot for granted. And so I always say, we have so much that we take for granted. We have all of our basic needs met. Therefore, we are responsible to hold ourselves to the highest degree of leadership in our lives. And our culture says it's selfish for you to be too loud, too over the top, too excited about things, right? And yet, again, another strange dichotomy. We see the superstars earning all the money, and everyone spends their time watching them on TV, whether they're an athlete or an actor, actress, a musician, right? If people can literally break through the chains of what our society expects for people, they can make millions of dollars. I mean, this is proven time and time again in our culture. However, the average person, most people that they surround themselves with, you feel like you're shunned a little bit when you start to shine and let your personality go, right? When you just are like, whatever, here it is. Love it or leave it, I don't care. At that point, you seem to notice that people will either accept or reject you. Allow them to. Whatever, it's their story, their deal. They might not want to go where you're going. Who cares? Some people are just meant to be in our lives for a short time. Okay? And so just consider that. Consider how our culture values people who are gifted, right? I was watching some of the, there was some Facebook videos going around yesterday of Carrie, was it Carrie Underwood? Oh my word. Was it, you guys? Was she on the America's Got Talent 10 years ago? Was that who it is? Anyway, I'm going to have to pull up the video. But basically, she was super shy, amazing voice, and, really lacked confidence. Today, super confident, right? It's a process. It's an evolution. It's a refinement. So if you've made the decision to allow this refinement process to happen in your life, you're going to have to get disciplined and journal about it. I promise you guys, journaling will change everything for you. I know you're all in resistance about this because here we were in this room at this personal development leadership retreat this weekend, and literally 3 to 5% of people wrote something down every day. The rest of the room did not, okay? The majority of the room was not where they wanted to be financially. I know that there's a direct correlation between getting things out of your head and down onto paper because you're not capable of spinning out into the story, right? Because you're writing, and writing slows down your thinking, and you have to become more intentional with your word choice. Does that make sense? So I know that it can feel like a chore, but instead I want you to look at it and embrace it as if it's an opportunity for growth. And if you have started journaling, go ahead and type it there in the comments. Hey Liz, how are you? So good to see you. So I want you to think about the situations that you are in today. And if these situations are not supporting your growth, they're killing your soul. Think about that. If the situations you're allowing in your life today are not supporting your growth, they are slowly killing your soul. Having the awareness of where you're at today will help your soul to break free and to live your calling, your purpose. And it's not easy. It takes commitment. You will have to become more disciplined and make different choices. You know, sometimes we make a choice today so that we are at our highest energy level tomorrow. And I know that I bring this one up all the time. It's about drinking because, even having one drink affects the quality of your sleep. When that affects the quality of your sleep, it affects the quality of your day. And you may not know this because, our medical world says you should have a glass of wine, but some people it doesn't work as well for. And so even when we were in Vegas, I said to them, everybody, you guys come, but don't drink while you're here. See what happens. See how you show up. See how you can tap into your intuition. See how you can actually feel the feelings rather than going into avoidance. Because this is something, again, very common in our culture, right? Everyone wants to get through the workday to have a beer at 5. Now, the thing is, though, to what level are you killing your soul by telling yourself, I just need to make it to 5 o'clock so I can have a drink? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Live your day all day, every day, versus just saying, I got to make it to the weekend. Because that doesn't make any sense, right? Yes, Scott, kudos to you. I am so proud of you too. I mean, who has been to Vegas and doesn't go there and have a drink, right? I think every other trip I've ever been to Vegas, and I've been there maybe 20 times now for business, I've always at least had a glass of wine at dinner time. This weekend, I absolutely had none, right? I just wanted to see, how does that feel? How does it go? Well, I'll tell you another thing. I came home with way more energy than I had on other trips, that's for sure. So anyway, I'm reading from my notes here. So again, the strongest thing you can do is to quit a situation that is killing your soul. Your success is dependent upon the evolution of you, right? Nobody has a magic ticket. We just start to tell ourselves what is true. What is true is you are meant for love, you are worthy, and you are meant for greatness. We all have special gifts. So when you start to tell yourself that those are the truths, not the lies that you tell yourself in your own head, not those lies, my friends, those are never true. The devil will plant those seeds for you because that is the only control that he has. And so everybody, I've been hearing from a lot of the people attending the retreat, and they are facing challenges now. And I said to them, new level, new devil, okay? It's not like you have a breakthrough and then it's the easy walk in the park. No, there's another new process to go through. There's another experience that you need to process or release in judgment and forgiveness. And so making the decision that this is a journey, you are willing to walk it. You are surrounded by people who support you, such as myself, even if I'm only your virtual mentor. I will always speak to your heart. I will always hold the space for you to step into your greatness. And that was made apparent when we were in Vegas, because we had a lot of times where people wanted to just step back and hide, and I just kept pushing them forward, pushing them forward, pushing them forward. Here's the mic. Here, stand in front where people can see you. Stand where there's better light. I wanted them to experience being seen and heard. And that was why I didn't let people shrink back, right? I held that space for them, and I have enough confidence in knowing that each of you are worthy of being seen and heard. And that is why I wouldn't let you shrink back. That is why I wouldn't let you hide even behind crossed arms. Because you're meant to be seen and heard, and your story resonates with people. It touches their heart. It touches their soul. And that, my friends, is what will create success when you are in service to others and you get out of that your selfish little place where you want to just hide back and not be seen and heard. Because the truth is, that's selfish, right? You saw when you were in Vegas all of these stories that were shared and how much love was poured out as a result, and how much people resonated with the different pieces of your story, right? Did you guys feel that? I think so. And so I want you to really let that sink in. I want you to type in the comments, I am awake. I am awake. I am no longer adrift in my life. I am lining my life up with my true north. Your true north is literally your soul's purpose and return to love. And understand that when you feel these challenges this week, and you will, right? You write that down in your journal. I know I will face challenges. I know that this breakthrough will be tested. I want you to understand that you are a game changer. And those that are going to create success in their lives are 100% there for themselves, for their dream, for their life's purpose. Think about that. The people who succeed are 100% there for themselves. And that means that they're not going to shrink back when the spotlight starts to shine on them. That means that they're not going to shrink back when they start to face challenges or rejection or somebody talks about them behind their back. Right? Think about that. 100% there for yourself and for your dream. No self-sabotage. No going into procrastination techniques and hiding. No. Taking action every day, disciplining your thoughts, your words, your feelings, and your actions. Because here's the other trap that people fall into. They go into blaming someone for how they feel. No. You choose how you're feeling. If you feel lonely, you are creating a situation of loneliness around you by putting up walls that are keeping people out and away from your heart. And it could be because of stuff you've experienced at some point in your lifetime where you felt rejected. And so now you feel like you're not worthy of love. And so instead, you're going to just put up a wall and guarantee you don't receive the love. And then you're going to blame others for the lack of love in your life. Right? Who resonates with that? Been there, done that. So I want you to think about how will you break through into these truths? Well, we taught you this technique this weekend. You write down all the lies about your business, and I want you to write down every single lie. If you would type it in the comments, please. What is a lie that you tell yourself about your business? You write down the lie in pencil on an entire paper, right? Write down the lies. Then what I want you to do is you come back and you write in pen the truth just below each lie. So leave some space between each lie. And I want you to come back and write down what is true, right? So for example, one of the lies I used to tell myself was, I have no idea what to do. No one's showing me what to do, right? Who said that to themselves? I have no local leader. I have nobody giving me waiting room. I don't know what to do, right? You go into overwhelm and blah. I call it the blah blahs. And the truth is, you're choosing not to find your best answer. You're not asking a better question, right? So your lie is, I don't know what to do. Your truth is, I have the resources to figure it out. I know the people who know what to do. I will ask them. That's the truth. Am I right? So here's the problem. You spend 90% of every day thinking negative self-talk. 90% of every day is the same thinking day in and day out. 75% is negative self-talk, right? 90% of the same thoughts day in and day out. 75% is negative self-talk. So if we want to change the self-talk, if we want to show up for our dreams, if we want to become successful and we want to anchor into what is your real dream, anchor into what are my real gifts, what is the message and the hope that I'm meant to bring to this world, well, then we have to get clear on what are the lies we tell ourselves. Because remember, the devil only has control of your mind. The self-doubt, the self-loathing, the addictions, the distractions. I'm telling you what, that is his control. He has that control over you. Once you identify what those lies are, and you rewire it, you write the truth, and you know the truth because it is in your heart. You know it because you admire it in others, and what you admire in others is what you have within, but you have detached, right? You have detached from those gifts that you are gifted in, and you instead see it in others. Sometimes you're jealous of it, but you have it. You have it, or you wouldn't recognize it in others. It's a mirror of yourself. Okay. You guys getting it? Getting some nuggets here? So as we close out, I just wanted to bring it home for you all that new level, new devil. Success is 100% up to you in the way that you lead yourself first. And it was interesting because here we had a room of all of these people. They all had a goal of 200K, but yet they had the self-doubt, the negative self-talk. They didn't want to be seen and heard. They didn't want to talk on the mic. They didn't want to write anything. And I was just like, you guys, this is leadership when you show up and do what you're not comfortable doing, because it will require unconventional ways of showing up in your life to achieve unconventional results. And remember, not everyone succeeds because it takes that kind of tenacity, commitment, vision, and daily inspired action. When you lack any of those pieces, you flail again. And I know that all of you who have broken through to a new level, you don't want to go back to the old way of thinking, do you? Comment below, do you? It will require you showing up. It will require you asking, what would my mentor do in this situation? Right? Think about that. When you start to face challenges where you want to slip back into the old way of thinking and being and shrinking and hiding, instead, you ask yourself, what would my mentor do? How would she show up from the place of love? Detached, not codependent on the other person's opinion of them, right? Because I'm not codependent. I don't even pick up on the signs that someone doesn't like me. Do I, Scott? Scott was saying that the other day, and I was like, whoa, I didn't even pick up on that vibe. I didn't pick up on that vibe because I've trained my brain not to key into those parts of the life. The parts I key into are the pieces of uplifting, inspiring, return to love. When I return to love, I'm always in that anchored place of knowing. And that's where I come from saying to you all, I know that that I know you are meant for greatness. It is time for you to be visible, to show up. Those who show up go up. Leaders are readers. You know how I love to drop these little phrases on you because they truly are the way I changed my thinking. I went from the negative self-talk to the truth and changed my entire life as a result. And generationally, for generations to come, for my family. Do you see? Click the share button. If you're here for the replay, type replay. If you click share, type shared. And if you were in Vegas, absolutely share this because your network needs to hear this. They need to see how you've stepped up to the plate. They need to see your process. And there's nothing wrong with being humble and saying, I need a timeout. Like yesterday, I was tired from traveling, so I took a timeout. I didn't go on social media very much. But that's okay. I'm here today, and I'm rock star because I went to bed early and I feel great. Do you see? I know how to manage my energy. I know how to get my energy up, and it's to come from a place of love. Thanks, Teresa and Michelle, for sharing. So when I come from this place of love, I can bring my energy right back up. I don't have to be derailed for long because I know how to manifest things quickly by naming it and claiming it and taking inspired action. Right? This is the place that I operate from. I get out of my head and into my heart. Remember, your ego stands for edging God out. And like we shared on, you guys type in the comments, Scott, Michelle, the quote, you wouldn't worry so much about how much people are thinking about you when you realize they aren't. Or what was it? You guys share it. How little they are. That's what it was. You wouldn't worry so much about what people are thinking about you when you realize how little they are. That's what it was. Okay, good. Okay, so I want you to let this sink in. This is how I'm going to leave you. And I also want you to realize that there's no perfect time or place for you to have your breakthrough to freedom. And we can look throughout history for examples of people who have risen to a challenge, right? The Holocaust, for example. There's a lot of people that survived the Holocaust simply because they had the will. And they returned to love. And they forgave, right? And that was leadership. So there's never a right time to show up in your life. There is no magic formula. Things won't all be perfectly in place for you to start taking action and change where you're at. However, do recognize that you are at where you're at because of choices that you have made. Little tiny choices over the years have produced the results in your life, and you're not happy with them. It's time to change them. And even if you have become highly successful, a 6 or 7-figure earner, I guarantee you there is another level for you too. Another level. And you're called to greater leadership. So I will write this down. This is your declaration today. You ready? I will get clear on my dreams. I will not settle for less. I believe God created me to be a blessing to others. I simply need to make a decision. Okay? I will get clear on my dreams. I will not settle for less. I believe God created me to be a blessing to others. And I will make a decision. Once you guys start getting into that frame of mind, I always say, I'd rather be a creator than a consumer. That's where your freedom is, right there. It's that decision. I'd rather be a creator than a consumer. A creator is a person who shines light. They shine love. They forgive. They bless. They give big. They come from this place of knowing, right? They are anchored in their gifts. And they get derailed too. However, they surround themselves with people who are great, people who are forward thinkers, and they surround themselves with those who can lift them up in the times of darkness, because we all go through the dark night of the soul, sometimes more than once. However, these skills will equip you to go through whatever it is that you must. And like I referenced with the Vegas massacre, you know what? There were people who rose up to that challenge, and they were literally angels on earth, weren't they? They saved people's lives. They didn't have to. They didn't know them. It was simply a heart connection, a humanity thing, the soul to soul. They were there for those people. And that, my friends, was leadership. What kind of leader would you be in a situation that was that extreme, that drastic? Don't save your light for that time. Do it today. Start now. Shine bright, because the world needs you. And I think that the brighter we shine, the more love that we give, the fewer opportunities there will be for situations like what happened in Vegas. Okay? You with me on this? So what I'm going to say as I shut this off, because I know that I got to get going. But I bless you. Okay? So I'm going to ask for God to come into this to come into this with us today in this moment. And Heavenly Father, please allow that the next few months be a period of magnificent transformation for every single person who watches this video. Allow them to know that they are worthy of success, of service to others, of love, and plant the seed in their hearts. The weak will become strong. And allow them to know the law of the harvest is at play here. What you plant today will come to fruition. So I love you guys, and I will see you all very, very soon. Okay, take care. Don't forget to click the share button or the replay button. There's lives we need to change out there. Even those who don't want to hear this message. Today might be the day they resonate with it. I don't know. Neither do you. God's timing is different for everyone. Right, Scott? Bye, you guys.